Hello everybody, my name is James, hope you're all doing well, and welcome back to another video. So we've just had qualifying for the Japanese Grand Prix, and it looks like Red Bull are back. Like in Singapore, they had a very off race after only qualifying 11th and 13th despite dominating the entire season. But Red Bull are back on top in Japan, with Max Verstappen taking pole by nearly 6/10. I mean, if there was ever a way to show that Red Bull had not lost their form, that would be it. So we're likely in for a race that will be dominated by Verstappen, and behind I think McLaren have a strong chance of getting both drivers on the podium. Like, they qualified an impressive second and third, and I think the car is clearly liking the high downforce and low drag nature of the circuit. And it also looks like they're able to get great traction out of corners, especially out of Spoon Curve and the final corner, where getting on the throttle can be tricky. And I think this could help both drivers get a podium in the race. Like, I know Sergio Perez will be looking to make his way up from 5th, but McLaren look like they've got good race pace, and with good traction in key zones, I think they'll make Perez's life difficult during the Grand Prix. As for Mercedes, they're nowhere. Like, they were a second off pole, and I think that's the biggest gap they've had this year. Like, the car is just not working around Suzuka. I mean, the car looks a bit snappy at the rear, and way too draggy as well, meaning they're losing a lot of time on the straights. And while Lewis Hamilton said the car felt better than in practice, he said the lack of pace relative to Red Bull is a worrying sign. He added, "We're a long way away on rear downforce, so that's why we're so slow in the first sector. But the laps felt really good. It's just within 1 second away. It's crazy." To close that gap for next year, and at this point still be a second down like this, is definitely worrying for us as a team. Now, Hamilton also spoke about decisions about penalties following what happened at the Singapore Grand Prix. Now, Verstappen was summoned by the stewards following 3 separate incidents during qualifying. This included impeding in the pit lane at the start of Q1, impeding Logan Sargent at the end of Q1 in between turns 17 and 18, and impeding Yuki Tsunoda in Q2 in between turns 3 and 4. But Verstappen escaped all of those investigations without being handed a grid drop, instead receiving 2 driving reprimands and a €5,000 fine. But for other impeding incidents in the past, drivers received 3-place grid penalties. For example, Charles Leclerc was given a 3-place grid drop for the Monaco Grand Prix for impeding Lando Norris in qualifying. During Q3, Norris was on a flying lap when he came across Leclerc, who was on a slow lap in the tunnel, which forced Norris to back off. But the FIA has now admitted that Verstappen should have received the standard 3-place grid penalty for one of his 2 impeding offences, which would have dropped him from 11th to 14th on the final grid. The FIA has also promised that the Singapore decisions will not be used as precedent and will in effect be erased from the database of past incidents that stewards refer to when making calls. But when Hamilton was asked by Autosport if he was happy that there was clarity, he said, "Not really. How many years have we? That rule has been the same for ages, you know. I think we need to start looking into AI for this sort of thing, so we get good decisions." But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care,